If it was for sympathy, let me just say, if
Sure.
it was for sympathy, I would have done so many podcasts, I would have given so many statements. I have never ever spoken about this matter to anybody. When I say anybody, not even my family. So maybe the outburst comes on stage or wherever it is overwhelming for me because I've kept everything so bottled inside, you know.
How do you not let that bitterness get to you? Because at some point, I'm sure you felt like something was taken away from you, right?
I mean, see, when you have a good support system, I think everything is fine, and especially when your mind and your heart knows that you haven't done anything wrong. There's nothing to be scared of.
I come from a very conservative background, but it's very funny how my great-grandfather once saw a bikini picture of me, which was like in a competition for a modeling pageant, and he came straight to my dad, even though it's normal to wear bikinis in my family, but then my dad very nicely explained to him and showed him Aishwarya Rai's bikini pictures from Miss World and Sushmita saying.
Hello everybody, I'm Rajani and welcome to Zoom Speak Easy. My guests today are raring to go, the team of Kesari Veer. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much for having us.
I did say both of you had your own journeys, right? Both of you have, I'm sure, your own stories to reach where you are today. Starting with you, Akanksha, you know how difficult it is for someone who might not be completely here to make it, and then of course get an opportunity like this because you know it has the whole massive historical drama. It has everything that needs to, probably for a big, launch for you.
Launch, correct. I consider myself extremely lucky and blessed that I got this as my first opportunity, and you very rightly said it's extremely difficult to crack into Bollywood. And I had my tough times. It took me years. I did so many ads with all these big stars, and I thought, okay, now it's my calling, and I'll be debuting soon. But then it didn't happen, and then I worked in some really popular songs, and even then it didn't work out. And then I was signed up also with the biggest production houses. Even then it didn't work out. And then one fine day I just get a call that it's something about Shiva, and it was a true blessing for me because I swear, like, I was actually going to the temple a lot and praying Shiva, that why is this not working out? And then it really actually just came as a blessing in my life.
Manifest kiya aapne?
Yes.
Wow. Then I'm sure everybody around you and your people must be extremely proud that शुरुआत यहाँ से हो रही है.
बिल्कुल, मेरी नानी तो वो वृंदावन शिफ्ट हो गई हैं because.
Oh really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, my Nanu and Nani shifted to Vrindavan because they are true devotees of Krishna, and नानी बहुत प्रे करती आई हैं कि मुझे ऐसा कुछ, मैं एक्टिंग में जाऊं और आगे अपना नाम बनाऊं, और उनके लिए ये बहुत ही बड़ी बात है कि मैं कुछ इस तरह की फिल्में डेब्यू कर रही हूँ.
But does that also complicate what you have to do further? I know that, especially for women, right? There are so many roles that you want to explore, but how do you manage your parents' expectations, because parents are protective. It's the world that we live in, and then of course you don't let your creative side kind of take a backseat because you want to do everything that you can. Doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. तो वो कैसे balance करते हो आप?
I think my mom's been extremely supportive in whatever decision I've taken for my career, and I also modeled before this, so I have worn bikinis before, and I come from a very conservative background, but it's very funny how my great-grandfather once saw a bikini picture of me, which was like in a competition for a modeling pageant, and he came straight to my dad, even though it's normal to wear bikinis in my family, but then my dad very nicely explained to him and showed him Aishwarya Rai's bikini pictures from Miss World and Sushmita saying, and he was like, if this girl is going out and representing India in the most beautiful way possible, why can't my daughter do this? And so yeah, they've been extremely supportive, even though I come from a smaller town, and so I've been really lucky in that sense.
Which is why my question. I feel like you just need one person in your family to stand by you, and then I think it doesn't matter what the rest of the world says.
Right.
But congratulations, you've made it here, and I hope
Thank
it's
you.
only up and beyond for you from here.
Thank you so much.
I think Sooraj, it was an emotional moment for you on stage, but I think a lot of people who know you, I think, felt that emotional. Everybody knows what you've been through, but it takes a lot of patience and a lot of, I think, courage and sort of self-belief to stay where you are. In an industry जहाँ पे शुरुआत में ही कहा जाता है कि आपको दिखना पड़ेगा ज़्यादा, एक certain kind of launch करना पड़ेगा, और competition every year will increase क्योंकि नए चेहरे आएंगे. To have that hope, and then you have that weight and that burden that is hanging around you, to take that and to be patient and to wait for it must take a lot of courage.
Of course, it takes a lot of courage, and especially in an industry like this. See, if I was in a different industry, if I was in business, I would have been doing my business in closed doors in an office where no one has any judgments. But here, everybody has only judgments, And if I would want to blame the media for it, because they created a perception about me that I wasn't really, and I wanted to stay here because this is something that I dreamt of all my life. Not only dreamt of, I worked for it all my life. Something that I have been manifesting, something that I've been waking up and sleeping to every day. So why would I leave something I love, And I think I'm very proud of myself that I didn't shy away from this industry or didn't run away from it. I could have done anything else. I could have moved out of the country and done
and give up.
Yeah,
but I'm not a person who gives up,
Yeah.
I've always been this kind of a fighter from inside. I'll tell you something about me. In 2011, I had a very, very bad motorbike accident. I was very young that time, and I broke the right side of my face. Very few people know about it. I have 3 metal plates holding my entire sinus together. My face was inside. I had
Stitches and broken.
My entire jaw was wired for, I think, about 5 months. I was only having liquids. I was very young at that point. My face was so big, but the day my stitches were out, the next day I went to the motorbike showroom and bought my second bike. So that's the spirit I have, because I want to live for myself, and and I'm not scared of shying away from the dreams I want to live, So that's the inner fighter inside me. That was even before I was an actor, and then of course a few things happened, but I always stayed calm about it, because I knew from within, and my family knew from within, that I was clean about everything, and just very unfortunate that the media made it such a big thing, but it is what it is. I have to live with it.
But I also want to say it wasn't just the media, right? It's also the people online. There's also the industry itself.
But everything is what they portray on the news, and everyone. Me being a layman sitting at home reading the news about anything, it could be about even India, Pakistan, or whatever, you want to believe whatever they are saying. You want to believe the people. You believe that the person in the suit and the tie behind, in front of the camera, is saying the right thing, when it's all. When at times they're speaking without knowing the truth, So, yeah.
How do you not let that bitterness get to you? Because at some point, I'm sure you felt like something was taken away from you, right?
When you have a good support system, I think everything is fine, and especially when your mind and your heart knows that you haven't done anything wrong, there's nothing to be scared of. Yeah.
There are a few people, like the man who's here right in the poster behind us, Mr. Suniel Shetty, who's been standing behind you like a rock for a while now. There has been, I think it's been unflinching support from his side. He never
since the beginning, since I met him at for the first time with Salman Sir. Since that day to
even Salman.
Yeah, of course him. Since that day to today, Suneil Sir has always been one phone call away, you know. He's always been there at whatever time. And that's the love he showed on stage. He's also a man of a very few words, you know. He doesn't speak much. Maybe he loves you, but he doesn't say it, you know. But that's why the trailer launch, he said something, so it made me emotional. It was not my, I didn't think of it. I thought I would be on stage, I would be very confident on stage. But when he compared me to his son, I mean, what else could I do?
How has Salman been there throughout for you as well? Because, you know, he's had a, some people would call it troublesome, tumultuous journey in his own self, in his own life. Was it easier for you to kind of hear from people like this who've made it till the end, or does it always help?
Of course it helps, because he's shown faith in me and he's trusted me. Not only as an actor in his first film, but just generally, you know. I connected with him on the sets of Ek Tha Tiger, and till today I'm very connected to him. When you get support from people like that, I think it makes you feel a little more calm. Yeah.
When I saw you having that raw emotional moment, बहुत मुश्किल होता है ना for public people who are popular to kind of show any kind of raw emotions, because even that is going to get scrutinized. I was watching that and I could see some of the comments still be like, oh, it's just for sympathy.
If it was for sympathy, let me just say, if it was for sympathy, I would have done so many podcasts, I would have given so many statements. I have never ever spoken about this matter to anybody. When I say anybody, not even my family. So maybe the outburst comes on stage or wherever, it is overwhelming for me because I've kept everything so bottled inside, you know. So it's taken my 20s from me. So what else can a person feel, you know?
Which is why my question. And the question was that, is it difficult for you to even go to your feed and read anything, even to celebrate a movie like this? I see a lot of love.
But I'll tell you something now, it's not only, it's everybody.
Everyone?
Everybody is getting trolled. Who is not?
Of course.
Even, I'm sorry to say, even maybe Mr. Bachchan is getting trolled at times, you know, so who am I?
Oh, he did recently.
So who am I, you know? I'm nobody.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a true blessing in his life, because it's a very beautiful story how he landed up the project. He was in Somnath, and right after his return, he gets a call from Kanu Sir, our producer, and the script was about Hamirji Gohil from Somnath. So I feel like it came as a blessing. And if, then who are we to judge, right?
You mentioned that. Is it okay to say that you also kind of manifested to be a part of this? I'm using the word manifestations, if you all believe it.
Of course I have. I went for my blessings to Somnath temple. Prayed to Shiva that all my problems get solved, and they did really. And this was the first film I got in that week. And today I'm sitting here with you after years.
Really long time.
And giving an interview. So I'm actually very happy that I'm sitting here with you.
I'm really happy to be doing this also. Also to be seeing you really open up. You know, you use the term bottled up, and I think when people can't express is the most difficult thing to do, especially if you don't really have even the option to kind of share your pain.
But I think it helps you as an actor, so I use.
You bottle that pain here.
Yeah. So
wow, that can get dangerous though. I've heard actors say it can get very tricky when you use your own pain for acting.
I think all actors do.
But I feel like it's also a cathartic experience when you do so, because you release so many emotions that you've bottled up inside in front of the camera, and I don't know, it's been that experience for me playing Rajal.
So both of you use that internal pain that we all have into art, and it's worked out okay for you also. I guess you'll continue doing it.
Of course.
I like how he's like, of course I'll continue doing it. But you know, coming to this genre, right? There is one thing that is very tricky about doing a story about an absolute brave warrior in the history, is that sometimes while we dramatize things, we tend to exaggerate historical facts, and that can backfire. We've seen so many films, then it takes a whole new turn, and today people want to protect the past and the warriors, like I say it, and a lot of people get really offended. Was that something all of you all work together to see that, you know, maybe, yes, we need to dramatize because it's Hindi film and we want to make it really popular, but we'll have to keep that in check?
Of course, we didn't want to make a documentary. You know, we could have easily made a documentary, and it could have been a 10 episode and something that you can sit at home and watch throughout the week. But we wanted to make a film for the commercial audience. But yes, I think we have been very, very careful, keeping everybody in mind. We've made this film on facts, and I think we've been very careful with our words, and it's something that really happened, so we can't even deny it, you know. It's also very sorry, you want to say?
And these are our superheroes. These are our...
Yes. In Hollywood, if you see Aquaman, and if you see all the superheroes,
We have
the inspiration has been the stories from Bharat. It's from the Bhagavad Gita. It's from our gods that they have gone there and made their film. So why can't we? What is Aquaman holding in his hand? He's holding a Trishul. It's a Shivji ka Trishul. That's what he's actually holding. So why can't we do it?
Fair enough. I'm all for it. Listen,
Yeah.
here I'm here to see y'all go and create history with a movie like this, because, like I said, there are a lot of stories that we're not aware of, and I love listening to stories. On that note, I'd like to ask both of you this question. Both of you sitting here have missed out on massive projects for very different reasons. You know, you, of course, being an outsider, you said you almost were a part of things that you couldn't. You, I'm sure, I know the entire judgment that has been there, and I know that people think you're a ticking bomb till everything goes to your direction, till everything, even after acquittal, people will be like, but can we? Because unfortunately the industry is harsh. So for both of you, very different reasons, you all have missed out on things. I want to know, how do you deal with situations like that? I think the most difficult thing for actors is to not be able to work, because that's all they want to do. So can I take this with you, and then I'm going to come to Sooraj to answer this question.
I think, yeah, after, so I ended up doing 3 films. I was never getting work, and then suddenly I have 3 films, and all year entire year I've just been working, and the only biggest fear that I have now is to be out of work, because I would not want to go through that ever again in my life. But having said that, I always, even in that phase of my life, I never felt like giving up, and even if I had to try for another 10 years, I would have done the same thing. I would have still tried and never given up. And there was something in me that just kept me going. There was never a plan B, even though I studied architecture, but it was never.
Were the projects that you almost got, the ones that we know of, and then you felt really like horrible that it didn't happen?
I don't think I want to talk about them.
It'll land into trouble. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll move on. Sooraj, like I said, the question, and also I feel like when this is happening and you're losing out projects of whatever the image that is being portrayed of you, you also feel very isolated. You feel like the world's against you, and you feel that feeling, even though you'll have your mother, and I'm sure that must have been really rock solid support for you.
Actually, you know, I was offered many films. If you don't know, I was supposed to actually do a film. Anyway, I was supposed to do a film a few months ago, but I didn't do it because
You
it
can
didn't
name it. I think it's out there anyway.
I mean, it's okay. There are a couple of films actually like that, and these are films by big producers, not someone new, you know. But I didn't want to do it because I knew कि ये करूँगा ना, because I faced it before. ये करूँगा, तो I will not get the justice maybe as an actor. I wanted to do a film now. I didn't choose this film because इसमें मुझे घोड़ा चलाने मिलेगा या एक्शन करने मिलेगा या बॉडी दिखाने मिलेगा. I didn't do it for that. I knew that चलो इसमें I can actually emote, and I can actually show what else Sooraj Pancholi has to offer. So I didn't. So it's not that I didn't get work. I just didn't get the right film, and I think this for me was the right one.
And you didn't want to go back to just showcasing your, I mean, you know, you didn't want to go back to showcasing yourself as the glam boy that you had.
Yeah, because अभी हो गया ना. अभी आप Instagram खोलो तो सब आपके पास अच्छी बॉडी है, सबके पास अच्छे बाल है, सबके पास अच्छे कपड़े हैं, ना भाई?
No, true. I guess that gap and everything kind of helps you get clarity.
And when you're sitting back, maybe I was not doing any work, but internally I was okay. This person is doing that, it's not working. That person is doing that, it's not working. Why it's not working? Just sitting back and enjoying their films also, and understanding what is the vibe now, you know. And I think this is the vibe for now.
Because you said that. Yeah, and sure, that's a very honest answer that you're like, I know this is working. But यहाँ पे भी not everything is working.
No, not everything is working.
Correct. And no, which is my next question, ki there is also the fact that we have to talk about that not everything is working in the industry. Mid-budget films are suffering. You don't know also, right? Like, even if it's a massive tentpole film like this, you know, I hope that the audiences go to, you know, you didn't have a Salman Khan film work recently. So then it puts into perspective as to how do you balance out, how do you detach yourself from the success and failure of a film, because anything can happen.
I think everyone's getting a fair chance now. But listen, there is no film that has been good that has not done well at the same time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Biggest example is Hanuman. Small film, small budget, but it did so well. They only promoted after they got some feedback from the audience. You know, so.
But like Lapata and all, they didn't do well when but they did later. That's what I'm saying.
Lapata.
Ladies.
But it was in the cinema.
It was, and it did.
But they made it. But
then when it came in Netflix, it was trending later.
Yeah.
So I'm saying.
But I think they made it for Netflix. Anyway, I don't know.
No.
I love the film.
I absolutely love the film.
Absolutely love the film.
I'm saying like it's tricky, right? Like even not all good films work. It's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Continue, please. Sorry.
I mean, I'm not really thinking about the box office numbers. I'm in a very happy spot
Fair
right
enough.
now, and I would like to worry about it maybe 1-2 films down the line, but not right now.
Fair enough, because right now it's, you want to celebrate.
I'm worried about what I will get paid for my next film, because अभी बहुत मैंने कर लिया कम पैसों में picture अभी अच्छी.
But I'm sure here for this, have you not?
This is pure dedication to filmmaking and to God and to Kannu sir. But अभी next film में बहुत सारे पैसे मिलने चाहिए.
Okay, but thank you so much for chatting with me. It's been wonderful, and thank you for being honest. I'd like to end it with asking the two of you. Again, like I said, it feels like, you know, it feels like you're 2.0, because kind of, isn't it?
I guess so.
I mean, it's like that, and yours, of course, grand launch. I would want you to tell me, what are you expecting the audience to look at you as? When I ask you, when someone enters the hall, when you're watching your characters, what do you want them to be taking back home with them about you?
I think I was very honest in my emotions.
Okay.
So they should feel every emotion that I've portrayed in Rajal's character as Rajal. And if they feel the emotion correctly, I think that would be success for me.
All right, what about you?
Maybe if they see any potential in me, I think, and if they appreciate my work is enough for me. That's all.
All the best, because I don't know if Kesari Veer needs it. It looks like a solid film, but I'm still giving you all my best wishes.
We need it.
Thank you so much.
You like it, and cheering for you.
Thank you
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful chatting with the two of you.